Taking Social Security at age 62 is a bad idea unless you absolutely have to. I'm going to give you 7 reasons why you should not claim Social Security at age 62. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to walk you through 7 reasons and stay for reason number 1 because I think it's the most important of all. And then I'll give you some things to consider if you are trying to decide when is the right time to take Social Security benefits. So let's get right into it. Now, the biggest risk of claiming Social Security early, number 7, is that you might outlive your other retirement benefit. Now, life expectancy has been increasing and many retirees can expect to live well into their 80s and beyond. Retirement is not what it used to be where people will retire at 62 and then live in retirement maybe for 10 years and then die. People are living to their 80s, into their 90s. So if you claim Social Security early, you risk depleting your other retirement savings too quickly, leaving you financially vulnerable in your later years. Delaying Social Security can provide a more substantial and stable income stream to support you in your later retirement years. So the other reason, number 6, is that working longer increases your benefits. So not only when you delay receiving Social Security early, you're going to get more money. Every year after 62 that you delay claiming Social Security, your benefits is going to go higher. But in addition to that, when you work longer, you also increase the amount of benefit you get. Here's how it works. Your monthly Social Security benefit is calculated based on your earnings during the 35 highest earning years. If you haven't worked for 35 full years, zeros are put in those columns. So if you have an opportunity to work longer so that those 0 columns will be filled with actual income, that increases how much you're going to get because they're going to take your 35 years that you worked, and if you don't have 35, they're going to put zeros in every year that you didn't work, and that will reduce your benefits. But staying longer in the workforce and working for an additional 2 or 3 years then makes sure that those 0 columns are reduced and increases your chances of getting more money. Reason number 5, cost of living adjustment. Cost of living adjustment has not kept up with with Social Security. So since 2020, cost of living adjustment, which is the annual Social Security increase, has gone up by 17.8%. Meanwhile, inflation has gone up by 20%. So just the last 3 years alone, you can see that, cost of living adjustment has not. So if you're depending on Social Security and cost of living adjustment, you're going to always be behind. So you want to maximize how much money you get when you claim Social Security, because if you're waiting for the annual increases to help you stretch your dollars, it's not going to be able to help you. And so the longer you wait, the longer you increase your odds of being able to have enough money to be able to survive. And as you can see, COLA is not that much. I mean, recently, because of high inflation, COLA was 8.7% in 2023. It was 5.9% in 2022. But there's been years when it was 0. 2016, it was 0. There was no increase. And then 2010, there was no increase. 2011, there was no increase. And even the years before the pandemic, it was 1.3% in 2021. So there is not a lot happening with Social Security increase. So you want to increase how much you're going to get in benefits as much as possible so that you can live the life that you want. And staying longer in the workforce, working longer, delaying your Social Security benefits is the best way to do that. Now, before I get any further, if you're enjoying this video so far, please hit the like button. If you are new to this channel, I would love you to subscribe. We really appreciate the support. So let's jump to the next reason. Well, before that, there is legislation that has been proposed to change the cost of living adjustment to make it more realistic with what seniors face. Basically, the current cost of living adjustment, the way it's calculated, holds seniors back in terms of dealing with the true inflation that seniors face, which is increase in medical care, prescription drugs, etc. But the current inflationary index that is used to calculate Social Security increase does not take into account those specific costs that affect seniors. So there's a bill out there to help with that. But until then, it pays to just wait to claim your Social Security. Number 4, you might affect your spouse. If you are married, your decision about when to take Social Security affects your spouse's financial well-being, particularly if you pass away first. Delaying Social Security can lead to a higher survivor benefit for your spouse, providing them with more substantial financial cushion after your death. Claiming early could reduce that support. Spousal benefit is a big deal. If your spouse is dependent on your earnings and you claim early, they're just going to get half of what you claimed early. But if you wait till your full retirement age where you're going to get a bigger amount, then your spousal support, your spousal benefit, the benefit that your spouse is going to get is going to be higher because the benefit that you were entitled to when you started receiving Social Security was higher. So if you claim at 62, they're just going to get half of what you got at 62 if that is higher than their worked earnings. But if you claim it at 66, 67, which is full retirement age for some people, then it's likely that they will get a higher amount as a result. So do not stiff your spouse by claiming early if that is something that you intentionally want to make sure that it does not happen. Number 3, you might hit a tax problem. Some retirees choose to take Social Security early and rely on it for income until they are required to withdraw money from their tax-deferred retirement accounts like 401k and traditional IRA. However, this approach can backfire due to how Social Security benefits are taxed. Depending on your combined income, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits could be subject to taxation. Delaying Social Security can help minimize this tax impact by reducing the need for early withdrawals from your retirement accounts, which means that you are working and so you are getting money, and so you don't have to rely on your early withdrawals from your retirement accounts in addition to supplementing your Social Security. So the longer you delay that, the better. Now let's get to reason number 2. You still like your job. Sometimes there's pressure for you to retire early. When actually sometimes to retire is to expire. Basically, you slow everything down, and the stimulation that you get from work and the brain stimulation and the excitement and the physical activity all come to a halt. People think that, I'm going to travel a lot. How many times are you going to be able to travel a year? Even if you can financially afford it. After a while, it gets old. Even sitting down and watching TV and watching your favorite shows and volunteering and all that, all those things can get old. But if you enjoy it, I'm not minimizing that. I'm not minimizing travel. I love to travel. I live for travel. I live for experiences. I live for volunteering. But I'm saying that if you're enjoying your work, which is stimulating your mind and keeping your mind fresh, why give that up early just to retire and slow everything to a halt if you still enjoy helping people through your work? So working longer allows you to not only delay claiming Social Security and increase your individual retirement benefit, but it also keeps your mind fresh and keeps you active, because there are studies that show that people who are very active at work and then they retire and everything slows down, they struggle because sometimes they don't get that kind of personal connection or brain stimulation that they needed or they gained while they were working, and all of a sudden they are home just with their spouse and they're not getting any stimulation from anything else, and then their life grinds to a very boring halt. So that's something to consider. I'm not making a judgment. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that is something to think about if you're one of those people that feel like work brings you so much stimulation and mental clarity and excitement and you like helping people. Think about that. And then the biggest risk of all is that when you claim Social Security early, you get 30% less. So every year that you wait until your full retirement age, you are, so 62 and 66 and 67 is 5 years more. If you wait that 5 years, you get everything. So you're losing 30%. That's a big chunk. It's a third. So imagine you've worked for 35 years to get, qualify for Social Security, and then you claim it early and you lose a third of it because you claimed it too early. So if you can afford not to, you should do it now. I know for some people financially it's not feasible, and that's okay. I'm not passing judgment here, but I'm giving you reasons why claiming it early also has some serious risk. So The financial impact of claiming it at 62. Researchers have found that the average household loses $111,000 in benefits over their lifetime by claiming Social Security at 62. Smaller Social Security checks can make retirement more financially challenging, especially if savings are insufficient. So, when does it pay to claim Social Security at 62? When does it make sense? Well, here is something to consider. If you prioritize early retirement, if your goal is to retire early as soon as possible so you can make financial preparation to support your retirement lifestyle without relying on Social Security, claiming Social Security at 62 may align with that objective. Early retirement allows you to enjoy more leisure time, more personal interest. So that is one reason why you may claim it early. Also, if you have a healthy retirement fund, if you have substantial retirement savings, investments, or pension income that can cover your living expenses comfortably, then you may choose to claim Social Security early. The decision can provide an additional income stream while leaving other assets untouched, potentially allowing your savings to grow. So that may be a strategic decision to make. Financial sacrifice. Claiming Social Security at 62 often results in reduced monthly benefits. However, if you are willing to make financial sacrifices such as downsizing your living arrangements or adjusting your lifestyles to accommodate smaller checks, then early retirement may be an option for you. And then unforeseen hardships. Sometimes life events happen. You may lose a job, you may struggle to find work, you may have health issues, unexpected financial challenges that forces you to claim Social Security early than you could. Then claiming Social Security early makes sense because then it will bridge the gap between your income needs and available resources and prevent you from depleting your savings too quickly. And then claiming Social Security early also avoids depleting your savings. So if you have limited retirement savings and you feel like if you don't claim Social Security early, you're going to run through your savings pretty quickly, then it makes sense to do that. So delaying the benefit allows you to grow your financial, basically if you claim Social Security early, then you can avoid depleting those resources and minimize that impact to you. And also quality of life. Early retirees may prioritize improving their quality of life by having more time to travel, spend time with family, pursue hobbies, or engage in volunteer work. That is all good. If that's something you know you are going to truly enjoy, and it's not some idea that you have in mind that you see other people do that you think you are going to be able to enjoy. Because I have spoken to people who have retired early and thought they were going to travel and then go to a few, adventures, and then they're like, okay, I want to go back to work because I cannot be doing this all day. Or they think there's some big impact volunteer work they want to do. I feel like if you're going to volunteer, start volunteering for that organization now, because it's better to increase your amount of time that you do it when you retire than thinking that you're going to go cold turkey where you didn't volunteer for that organization or that interest, and then now you're going to start doing that in the future because you may not be that passionate about that thing once you get there and realize the intricacies of that particular thing. So it's best to ease into something and give it more time later when you know that it's something you truly enjoy, and giving it more time will make it make sense. If you enjoy travel, then travel now so that you make sure that increased travel is something you're going to enjoy. My point is that the whole idea that you're going to start something in retirement never pans out for a lot of people because they discover things that had they known earlier, they wouldn't have waited their entire life hoping to be able to enjoy this thing that never panned out well into what they thought it was going to be. So start doing it now, and then if you enjoy it, then you can make a strategic decision to retire early and do more of that. And also job loss and inability to work. Sometimes you retire early because you can't find work, or you lose your job and you can't get similar job back, or you have certain skill sets that with AI and everything going on, who knows what's happening. So you may find it hard to get back into the workforce, and that may force your hand to retire early. So other factors to consider when making the decision to retire early or when making your retirement decision at all. Well, the first one is retirees with children under 18 or disabled may have reason to start Social Security early. For each year past full retirement age that you delay your benefit, you get 8% more. So if you retire at 63 instead of 62, you get 8% more benefit. If you retire at 64 instead of 62, you get 16% more. If you retire at 64 instead of 62, 65, you may get 20% more. So each year you wait, you're getting more. Married couples could think strategically, as I talked about earlier. Spousal benefits is really important if that is a factor. If your spouse did not work enough to get a lot of money in Social Security and they're dependent on your retirement or your Social Security earnings and years of work, taking it early definitely impacts them. Now, the decision to claim early is not based solely on finances. It may be prioritizing other things. So it's best to meet with a financial consultant, a financial advisor, who can then look at all the things that you have to consider. Long-term care, all these things that you have to consider in your own personal situation. And then retirement accounts, pension, savings, grandchildren, all these things you wanna take care of. That could all factor into what year is best for you to claim Social Security. So that is all I have for you today. If you like this video, hit the like button so that you will encourage more people to watch this video. And then if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. We really appreciate the effort and the support. Until I see you in the next video, thank you for watching.